You want to hit the ball farther. How do I know you want to do this? Well, doesn't everyone want to hit it farther? It's either you want to hit it farther because you think it's going to help your scores, or you're just trying to impress the cart girl or the cart guy. Is that a thing? Is there cart guys? I don't know. You're trying to impress someone. Who knows? But in this video, I'm going to show you how to hit it farther. And I'm not here to sell you any new swing stick that you got to do all this extra work for. No, I got 4 aspects. 2 pre-swing and 2 during the swing to make sure you are maximizing your potential and how far you hit this thing. How far? So let's talk about it. Let's get started with the pre-swing. Let's go. So the first one for pre-swing, it's pretty simple. You probably already know this one, but it is ball position. Ball position is super key to driver because we want to make sure we're hitting up on the golf ball. If we have this ball position way the heck back here, you're going to just drive this thing into the ground. It's going to launch low, it's going to spin a lot, it's just not going to go very far. The farthest drives happen when we launch it high and spin it less. So if we hit up on it, we can do that. If we hit down on it, we can't do that. So ball position, there's a little bit of a range where you can put this. I like to say anywhere between the inside of the lead heel and about the lead toe, or the big toe on your lead foot. So there's a little bit of a range there. This is going to ensure that you can start hitting up on it, because theoretically the swing should bottom out somewhere in the middle. So then from here, we're going up. Second part, it's our shoulders. This one, super overlooked, and I know it because I see it all the time. People set up to the driver like this. Shoulders are super level to the ground. Now with an iron, you can get away with that a little bit. Actually, with an iron, they're going to be a lot more level compared to upright. But with driver, we're again trying to hit up on it. So we want to tilt these shoulders back a little bit. So back, and I don't mean, when I say back, I just mean drop this right one down a little bit. And we want to make sure these stay parallel as we do it. So it's not drop it down and get way open, or drop it down and get way closed. We want to just make sure it's dropped down, these stay parallel to the target, but the right one is just slightly lower than the left. Why can't I do left and right? The right one, this one, is lower than the left one, or the lead one. So again, ball position forward, tilt the shoulders back. This is going to encourage you to hit up on the ball to get that high launch, low spin that we're looking for. So two key tips there. Make sure you're doing that with the driver so you can maximize your efficiency there. Now let's talk about in-swing feels that you can do to make sure you're being efficient with that. And the first one, again, goes back to your shoulders. What I mean by that is a lot of people that hit that like low spinny slice thing, or sometimes a high spinny slice, they get in this situation where club's going this way, and if you look at the shoulders, the right shoulder starts going around and forward. So a feeling you can do to help understand the correct motion is to grab a golf ball. And I want you put it in your right hand. Hopefully it's your throwing hand if you're righty, or if you're swinging right-handed. If not, this might be a little weird, but same concept. Ball in the right hand, elbow kind of closer to your body. And if you wanted to throw the ball really far from here, you wouldn't do what you do with a golf club and go over the top, because then you're just going to throw it into the ground. What you would do, elbow close, you would rotate this shoulder underneath the lead one to yeet the ball out there. So this is the feeling. Another way to think about it is to think boxing. So if we were going to try and hit up on it, you're thinking of like an uppercut. This motion. We're not overhand jabbing anyone, none of this. So this motion we're trying to get away from would be like an overhead hook jab type thing. I don't know boxing. And the motion we want to do, swing up, is more of the uppercut or the throwing the golf ball. So like it's gonna feel, in your head when you watch this, I guarantee you're gonna be like, oh, this is so simple. It's gonna feel weird because we're used to doing this. So think of either the punching or throwing a ball, but I want you to feel that, where this right shoulder goes under the left. That motion. Again, helps you hit up on the ball. High launch, low spin, ball goes way farther. So second aspect of the in-swing changes is something you see a lot in the pros, and it's the load and unload. So what does this mean? So if we wanted to throw this ball super far down the range, we are going to load into this trail side and then transfer the weight forward and yeet it out there. We're not gonna stand here, not shift, and just kind of use our arms. We want to use kind of the ground forces, move forward. So same concept with driver. We want to load into this backside. And the big thing here is we want to load and feel like we load into the inside of this back foot. Why do we do that? Because if we start shifting like way out to the outside, we're just in a little bit of a compromised position. We aren't as balanced. We can't really push off as well if we're on the outside of our foot. But if we're on the inside of our foot, pushing out, going forward is a lot easier. You can help generate a lot more speed. So think as you turn back, the weight shifts into this back foot, but it's inside of this back foot. So now we're loaded up in a good spot, in a position where we can push forward. Now the next part, since we already got loaded up, the first thing we see all the pros do is there is a shift, kind of squat motion. They transfer the weight forward, and this lead knee kind of bends a little bit. Why are they doing this? So one, we're trying to hit it that way, so the weight has to start shifting that way with where the golf ball wants to go to help maximize the speed. Next, we're trying to get in a position where we can explode up. The golf swing, creating a lot of speed, is kind of this up motion when we load in this lead side, down as we transfer, and up again. And that down and up helps you whip this club through, really whip it. So that load down and explode up. That's how we whip it through. If you think about it, it's always the same as, like, think if you were gonna hit shock put something out there, if you were gonna throw it, there is this lead in the lower body to help make this arm and whatever you're throwing kind of the last thing to whip it out there. That's all it is. We're just trying to be efficient with it. If we did that over the top move that everyone else does, that's just not efficient, because you start with these arms. How are you gonna whip anything if you're here? But if we start with the lower body, the kind of strong muscles, build up some power, and then try and release it all into the head at the end, that's generating speed. So big thing to think about there. Load into the right side, or that trail side, on the inside of the foot. And then we're gonna shift first, and then as we rotate, we extend this leg to swing up. So then as a result, you can generate a lot more club head speed. That was a little left, but you get the idea. So quick recap with everything we just talked about. First thing, ball position. Somewhere between the lead heel and the lead big toe. So we got it up front. Second, shoulders. We want them tilted back. So lead one's higher than the trail one. Next, we talked about the turn with our shoulders. So we are thinking throwing the ball this way or throwing a punch, something of that nature where this right shoulder goes under the left. And the last thing is that load and unload. So we load in that right side, shift, rotate, explode up. All that together. You can hit some big high bombs. That was freaking great. High, straight, long, love it. So that's all the aspects I got for you to help make sure you are maximizing your potential on hitting this driver as far as you can. We want to hit up on it, we want it to launch higher, and we want it to spin less. This is how we're going to hit it the farthest. Everyone gets caught up in the idea that we launch it low, it's going to run out very far. The science says you want to launch it somewhere between 10 to 12, spin it under 3,000. It's going to go a lot higher than you think. Like Rory McIlroy hits the ball 150 feet in the air sometimes. He's the best driver in the world. Hit it higher than you think. I guarantee you it's going to go farther. So use all these tips to help maximize your speed. Start hitting it farther. Either shoot lower scores or impress whoever you're trying to impress. But either way, use these. Let me know how it goes. If you pick up 5, 10, 15, 20 yards, let me know. Comments down below. Let me know. Watch this video. Add it into your golf game. Come back. Let me know. I want to know. Thank you for watching. I will see you in the next video. And hopefully by then, you're bombing it out there. See you. If you're looking for a one-stop shop, everything short game related to help you improve on and around the greens, I got a short game program for you. If you want to watch more of these videos, click here. If you want to subscribe, click down here.